Je sais pas comment on fait pour y aller, mais c'est magnifique en tout cas. Inutile petite paillemont. Logique. Trop vertical, au secours. Ouais, ça c'est Liyue. J'avoue qu'il y a des coins à grimper, c'est une tannée. C'est une tannée. Il y a un... Bon, il y a un seau quelque part, je sais pas où il est. Il y a une petite fille ici, ça c'est... Hop, ça c'est une... Ça c'est aussi... Juste pour la route, en espérant qu'elle parte pas au bout du monde. Ouais, lui on l'a vu, mais... Hop. Tu pars là encore? Ouais, tu pars au bout du monde. On se retrouve une autre fois, ça marche. Toi, reste tranquille. Continue de dormir, c'est très bien. Alors, hop. On peut activer ça. C'est peut-être pas ici qu'on y accède. Ouais, peut-être. Merci, paiement. Ta sagesse, encore une fois, est inestimable. Est-ce que j'ai besoin de... J'étais sur la plateforme? Ouais. On demandera aux gardes, ok. Moyen d'entrer là ne doit pas être secret. Qu'est-ce qui se passe en bas? La baliste de Guizhong. C'est le genre d'idée à la con. On aime beaucoup. La baliste a une visée grossissante. Très bien, faisons ça, paiement. C'est tout. Alors par contre, je me demande comment est-ce qu'elle voit la baliste alors qu'elle est de l'autre côté de la montagne, littéralement. Mais on va pas poser de questions qui fâchent. Est-ce que... Attends, du coup, on peut peut-être récupérer ce seau quand même au passage. Quoique, non, il est à... Non, celui-ci, non, on pourra pas le récupérer. Hop. Là, on va tenter quelque chose qui n'a jamais été tenté dans l'histoire de l'humanité. C'est-à-dire un atterrissage parfait. Je pense qu'on peut y aller maintenant. C'est pas du tout parfait. Oh non, oh le coup. Ça va, je suis pas tombé trop loin. Je pensais que j'étais un peu plus en biseau. Salut. Alors, lieu sacré, faut se calmer. Déjà, c'est nous qui l'avons réparé, cette petite baliste.
pretended to invite us to the Jade Chamber, but set up a Millilith ambush here to arrest us.
Ouais, non, ça m'étonnerait.
Now Paimon's mad.
Ouais, je la supporte pas,
We're just
Paimon.
on guard duty. What do you mean shameless? What nonsense! Seize these suspicious intruders at once.
Well, here they come.
Ah, on se bat là? Attendez, je suis pas prêt.
By royal decree. Stand clear. Boba, get them.
Oh non, il est tombé. Et quand il tombe après ça... Attends, j'ai besoin de me soigner. J'espère que celui qui est tombé, il est finito là, comme ça. Ok. Oh, c'est le chef des gardes lui au moins, ça c'est sûr. Mais ils sont combien?
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Ils sont vachement nombreux pour une baliste. C'est bon?
Stop. What's all this about?
Mais c'est pas la...
These two strange people
Oh,
suddenly
Kaching.
appeared. They seem to have designs on the Guizhong Ballista.
Who are you calling strange?
Ouais, nous on cherche juste à rentrer à la chambre de Jade.
You want to go to the Jade Chamber? Who are you? We're invited guests here to look for the Liyue Qixing. Who are you? Well, as it happens, I am one of the Liyue Qixing.
Oh. Ah non, mais j'ai les mêmes réactions que Paimon, c'est naze.
I know of you, traveler. You're Ningguang's guests, yes?
Ouais.
Paimon didn't think we'd meet some super rich big shot out here in the middle of nowhere either. The Guizhong Ballista in Tianheng Pass has long been in disrepair. And yet, it was fixed in a single night.
C'est nous qui l'avons...
Millilith are just here to guard the scene.
C'est nous qui l'avons
Not to
réparé.
arrest anyone. So this was all a misunderstanding? Paimon never would have thought.
Ouais,
Anyway,
sacré Paimon.
for a mortal to be able to repair an Adepti mechanism is quite the mystery, even to the Qixing.
Oh ouais, j'ai pas vu ce que j'ai répondu.
Right. So, Lady Yuhang, might you have any idea why Lady Tianquan
La
invited us
merguez.
to go to the Jade Chamber?
Oh, l'âge mental catastrophique.
I'd say that Ningguang's purpose is to request that the savior of
Ah, j'en peux
Mondstadt take a more neutral stance. Or at least, to not wholly side with the Adepti. We're not taking sides. We spoke with the Adepti. They want to protect Liyue as well. When you say protect, you're referring to their sanctimonious arrogance, aren't you? Huh? You are mortals, and thus under their protection. There was no way they would have regarded you as someone with the ability to assassinate a god. Naturally, they would also regard Ningguang's locking down the area, questioning the citizenry, and pursuit of the assassin to be pointless work. Perhaps they even wonder if there might be a cover-up. I'll say it like it is. They're underestimating us. Well, you've got a point there. Still, this is the first time Paimon's seen a person from Liyue who doesn't respect the gods or the Adepti. Should I respect the shallow sense of time and condescension to mortals that has caused them to delay in moving against us, Qixing?
Sheesh.
I shouldn't speak of them this way. This skepticism is mine alone, and Ningguang does not share it. Either way, I will admit that the actions of the Adepti this time were quite restrained. Rex Lapis's death is indeed an extraordinary circumstance. But to think that they would call for a council, how surprisingly civilized of them.
La paix reste négociable.
Well, for Ningguang, she would talk anything and everything out if she could. But I doubt the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to.
C'est ouf, Liyue, c'est pas. Liyue, ils ont quand même un archon qui était avant de décéder impliqué dans leurs histoires, mais ils ont l'air assez indépendants de croyances.
Ningguang's schedule is packed to the gills all the way till next year. The cream of Liyue's mercantile crop all see ascending to the Jade Chamber as the greatest honor. Each brings rich gifts as they visit, all to curry a good favor with Ningguang.
Il va falloir que j'apporte un cadeau. C'est pas le plus important, hein, paye-moi. Et toi? Ouais, donc il va falloir qu'on aille chercher un cadeau.
You can decide on your greeting gift yourselves.
Cool.
You didn't actually have to come to Mount Tianhong.
Moi j'ai une idée de cadeau.
Go back to Liyue Harbor. Find a
Un guide au pavillon, ok, ça marche.
May we meet again, traveler.
Ça marche, Ketching, à plus. C'est une assez bonne impression, ok. Moi j'ai une idée de cadeau. Les blobs confiés. Allez, la merguez nous attend. Moi sinon ce que je voulais proposer c'était d'offrir paiement en fait, juste. On monte au palais. Et on donne paiement à Ningguang, comme ça, d'une pierre deux coups. On se met bien. On se met bien et on se débarrasse de paiement. Ça me semble être un bon compromis. Je sais pas ce que vous en pensez, mais ça me semble pas mal. Trouver les matériaux dont paiement a besoin. Ok. Je me fais attaquer par une... C'est juste pour régène. Ok. On peut tracer. Hop. On récupère ça au passage. Un petit peu de prix du lotus. Ça fait jamais de mal. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'on a ici? Tu vois que quelqu'un appelle à l'aide? Allez, go. On va s'en occuper. J'ai déjà libéré quelqu'un des ruines. Oh, attends. Ils s'étaient fait des petites plantations, les Les bougres.
Oz, reveal thyself.
Ok. Hop. Tu peux sortir de là, Mengden.
Thank you for your help, kind travelers.
Pas de soucis, mon
If you
bro.
hadn't come to my aid, I surely would have
Alors,
rotted
j'ai ces
in this
pots de
cell.
fleurs sucrantes.
Those treasure hoarders. When their mood
Ok.
is good-
Aw, it was nothing. No need to thank us all at once.
I understand. Don't worry. I will compensate
Si,
you.
si, 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 donne-nous un
I'll
truc,
say
petite
that.
récompense.
I'm Meng Dan, a supplier for
Ok.
Mingxin Jewelry in Liyue Harbor. I never
Qu'est-ce que t'as
expected
trouvé?
that those treasure hoarders would have their eyes on the same ruins that I had. Is there anything that you lack? Antiques, treasure, various knickknacks, you name it. Well, as long as you want what I have to offer, of course.
On peut peut-être trouver un petit cadeau pour Ningguang, ouais.
And what?
Do you have a box that can store presents? We'd like a pretty one. The kind that you can use to store snacks.
Of
Ouais, une
course
boîte à
we do.
gâteaux, ok.
How can one sell antiques without gift boxes? At Mingxin Jewelry, now just give me a moment and I'll let the boss know. You can go see her whenever you're...
Great!
Ok.
Everyone's sugar frosted slime now comes.
Bien joué, Paiement. On va avoir une belle boîte pour nos snacks. On va offrir à Ningguang. Mais du coup, Ningguang, elle est considérée un peu comme une demi-déesse. Parce que si c'est si c'est un petit peu la chef des 7 de Liyue et qu'elle remet en question aussi fort le... Comment le lead de l'archangéo. Bah, de parler, toi. Est-ce qu'elle est considérée un peu comme une demi-déesse? Alors, Singxi, qu'est-ce qu'on a de beau ici? C'est vrai qu'il y a des très jolies petites choses. Très mignon, très mignon.
It would be impossible for us to continue doing business.
Mhm.
Here, this container is itself an antique, with at least 140 years of history.
Parfait.
Yep. It's great. Hang on a moment. Could we borrow one other thing?
Sure, please help yourselves, as long as it's on our shelves.
Jolie
Sure.
boutique.
This clay pot looks really awesome. If we use an antique as our mixing bowl, we should be able to make a great snack. It's done! The one and only sugar frosted slime!
Ok.
Oh, yes. You might want to use these 2 freshly picked flowers as decorations.
Woohoo! It looks
C'est vrai que c'est joli, c'est vrai que ça rend bien. Toujours pas sûr pour l'idée de cadeau, mais ça rend bien.
Now that we've put all that we've got into this box, let's go to the jade
Allez, on va voir Ningguang. Ningguang, trouver la chambre. Mais du coup, là... Ouais, c'est ça, tac, faut que je monte. Je pense que c'est le moment de faire du parcours. Je prendrai les quêtes une autre fois, pas le time. Oh, c'est le pire parcours que j'ai jamais fait de ma vie. En plus, là, il faut que je tempo, il faut que je passe là-bas. Ah là là, l'endurance. Tac, là-bas. Salut Bouyoun.
According to Kuching, this is what we should say. Excuse me, do you sell the moon here?
C'est quoi ce code pourri?
Yes. How many would you like?
Ah si, bah, c'est bien le code.
Convenient to speak of numbers here.
Ah, well said. Please, use this to ascend to the chamber. Ah, yes. Speaking of which...
Ouais, on a rendez-vous avec Ningguang, effectivement. On est un peu des VIP. On n'a pas eu le mémo pour le code pour les invités.
I've been waiting for you, returnee from Joyeon Karst.
It's Ningguang! Since this is our first meeting, we've prepared a gift. I hope you like it.
Oh, for me. You have my thanks. It seems that I have made things difficult for you, considering that you were supposed to be my guests.
Elle, c'est pareil, je sais pas si on peut lui faire confiance ou pas. J'aurais tendance à dire que non. Cet endroit est magnifique, en tout cas.
I'm glad you like it too. This palace floats in the skies, higher than the peak of any mountain. From this vantage point, one may survey all of Liyue. I have been gathering the funds necessary to build it from the time I began learning the merchant's craft. And since becoming the Tianquan, I have spared no effort in hiring the best craftsmen to constantly.
Très joli bicoque, c'est cossu.
It was but the size of one room. Now it is large enough to blot out the moon in the
C'est
skies above
un peu effrayant, je pense, quand t'habites juste en dessous, mais...
it will overshadow all 7 nations.
Cette merguez est sacrément ambitieuse.
Not many from outside Liyue earn the right to ascend to the Jade Chamber. But I have been in correspondence with the acting Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius.
Ah, t'es un peu l'équivalente de Jean.
As such,
Mais Jean a
I
l'air
have
plus
put
gentil que
eyes
toi.
and ears out ever since
Je te le
you
dis,
reached
je te le dis
Liyue.
cash.
What?
Eh oui, on était surveillés,
And I
paiement.
finally got wind of your movements when you were on the way to Wangshu Inn.
Wait, was Vergoldet one of your people?
Just Vergoldet? No. Everyone at Wangshu Inn is one of ours.
Cool. On a rencontré la Liyue il y a pas longtemps.
Yes?
You weren't peeking on us from the skies the whole time, were you?
I fear that peeking would have been a little difficult from this altitude. Our eyes
Du
and
coup, elle nous
ears are
surveille
more
depuis
than
le début, ok.
sufficient. You two are very interesting people, after all. It would be natural to take an interest.
D'après Catching, les 7 étoiles n'ont rien à voir avec l'affaire de
Well, I
meurtre.
wouldn't expect you to trust us, considering that you have had far more interactions with the Adepti. The reason I invited you here was to clear up some misunderstandings.
Moi, je vais être très clair, je ne fais confiance à personne. Ni aux adeptes, ni à Ningguang, ni à Catching, à personne. Les deux, là, je leur fais pas confiance. Les gardes, je leur fais pas confiance. Ouais, j'ai un peu les jambes qui... Ouais, c'est un peu haut quand même. Hop, 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 hop. Moi, on peut discuter de là. Là, comme ça, ici. Pas trop au bord. J'aime pas trop ça.
I believe that you've heard of the Archon War.
La guerre des Archons, ça me dit quelque chose, ouais.
Gods used to walk this earth, and many long wars were fought between them that did not abate until 2,000 years ago. Much blood was shed, and many lives were lost. In the end, only 7 victors remained standing in Teyvat. They built cities and nations on the corpses of the vanquished, and thus began the era of the 7. You can see Goyun Stone Forest from here, I trust. It is no natural rock formation. Those are giant spears of rock hurled by Rex Lapis during the war. Beneath the spears lie those cast down by Rex Lapis in those days, gods that failed to seize the title of Archon. Not only is it true that gods may die, but so too has the membership of the 7 changed over the last 2 millennia. Rex Lapis's passing is an unimaginable disaster for Liyue, but the Order of the 7 will not collapse simply because of that. Another Lord of Geo will arise sooner or later. Yet, how are we to forget Rex Lapis? When that time comes, the relationship between the people of Liyue and the gods and Adepti will surely be different from before. Even in a new era, the Liyue Qixing remain Rex Lapis's former subjects. Do you really think us capable of having played a part in his demise? Of lacking the foresight to see the certain repercussions?
Ouais, pourquoi cacher l'exouïa dans ce cas? Pourquoi on a essayé de m'arrêter? J'ai rien à voir là-dedans. Et puis pourquoi on n'essaie pas de savoir ce qui s'est passé?
That day at Yujing Terrace, it was also very sudden. Even I was caught completely off guard. You were there, you no doubt saw. But our enemy has long lain hidden within the harbor. If we do not act against them now, they will surely gain the upper hand. Hiding the Exuvio was a necessary maneuver to take the initiative back, to play the spider while our foes scurry about.
Who's this enemy you're talking about?
Les fêtes, oui, bien sûr.
What do you think, traveler?
Bah oui. Ouais, bien sûr.
What are you two talking about?
Well answered.
Tartaglia.
The scenery out here is fine indeed.
Bien sûr.
But the wind is a little strong. Our preparations to receive guests within are complete. So please, this way.
À table. Elle parlait bien de Tartaglia là, et de... C'est très cossu en tout cas. Refais voir un petit peu la vue là, vite fait. Oh, ouais, c'est haut. Hein. Ouais, c'est haut quand même. Hein, La vue est belle. La vue est belle. Hop. À table.
Wowee! What a huge hall! Paimon's never seen such a fancy place before.
C'est très joli. Très très bel endroit. Y a rien à voler? Enfin, à voler à des... Genre, j'entends des petits livres ou des petits... petites choses comme ça. Très bel escalier, c'est incroyable. Incroyable. Hop. La salle à manger, c'est là-bas. Pas du tout. Alors, attends. Ah, attends, il y a des petits trucs, là. Tas de parchemins. Une balance. Que passent les montagnes et que s'effondrent... Ok, j'ai pas eu le temps de lire. Incroyable. Sympa, sympa. Ok, hop. Un autre petit livre ici. Alors, de quoi on parle?
Be at ease, you two. Make yourselves at home if you wish.
C'est fait.
Can we really?
I have invited you two here as friends. And when friends come over to play, our enjoyment comes first. Naturally.
Est-ce que c'est ce que je pense?
Ooh, isn't this that legendary wall?
Why, you've kept your ear to the ground, I see.
That's because even the storytellers are talking about it. Everyone's after a piece of paper from that wall. It's super famous.
That's because that wall records Liyue's secrets. Merchants have always been attracted to secrets. But the secrets of the mercantile world are of no interest to you, are they, traveler? You're rather special, really, and if possible, I'd like to have your trust. But if you were to choose the more trustworthy person between myself and Kuching...
Ah, je dois faire un choix là? Bah moi je fais confiance ni à toi ni à l'autre, mais comme toi t'es en face de moi, je vais te dire que je fais confiance à toi. Mais clairement je fais confiance à personne. Non, c'est... Je viens de te dire le contraire.
I originally thought her a bit too hard-headed. With someone of her character on the Qixing, I've had some extra messes to clean up behind the scenes. But after she said those words, the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue? Well, I must say that quite a few of my doubts have been dispelled. I won't deny that Rex Lapis's passing seems advantageous to us. But for Liyue's sake, we cannot allow ourselves to be shackled by rumors of our usurpation of power.
Ce seraient des rumeurs qui viennent des fêtes, oui.
It seems that you understood what I meant to say from the very beginning. I called for the gag order and for the exuvia to be hidden to temporarily stabilize the situation, and also to prevent something similar to the incident in Mondstadt. With Rex Lapis's death, the Fatui have busied themselves with many clandestine actions beyond their diplomatic remit. As the Tianquan, one responsible for Liyue, I cannot be too concerned with appearances when opposing them. Allowing the rite of parting to take place was also meant to buy some time for us to take control of Liyue's administration.
It's exactly as Zhongli said. The Qixing only provided the venue for the rite so they could use us for their own ends. Wait, that's right. Speaking of ends, could I say one other thing?
Of course.
Paimon's heard that anyone who sends a greeting gift gets a little something in return. So, does that include us?
C'est pas le moment, mais moi j'aime bien la question.
It's all right. I like. Well, we have made quite a bit of trouble for you recently.
Ah, on mérite quelque chose.
How about this?
OMG.
You can pick any one object here as you.
Yay!
On va faire ça.
I was just waiting for you to say that. One of the sheets on that wall.
Que on va un papier du mur?
One of these sheets of paper will sell for crazy prices. Just imagine how much more a whole torn sheet would sell for.
On veut vraiment une feuille du mur?
The biggest one.
Euh...
Huh? Well, that was an easy search. The biggest sheet is right up there in the most obvious spot. Let's go with that one. La 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 la.
Ouais.
Huh? There's a place marked with a circle on here. Oh, could it be treasure? Sigil of permission, something, something, Fatui, research, copy. Aw, that doesn't sound like treasure at all. This piece of paper shows that a Qixing spy discovered traces of
Talisman de permission. Talisman de permission, c'est pas pour aller parler aux adeptes, ça?
Been up to all kinds of mischief in the shadows of Liyue. But research on the sigil of permission? Paimon wonders what they're up to. Speaking of which, there's also some connection between you and the sigil of permission. Seems there's still more for us to find out.
Il y a blob sous roche.
You really think so? Well, should we not go then? Oh,
On a une autre idée. C'est quoi l'autre idée?
precisely because we can't completely trust Ningguang.
Bah oui, on fait pas confiance à Ningguang. Bien sûr, ça je l'ai dit ça.
Paimon's league. Paimon thinks she's been nothing but good to us.
Non, non.
Anyway, before we look for Zhongli at Dihua Marsh, let's go to the place marked out on these papers and see if the...
Ok. On se dirige sur l'endroit de la carte. Et après on ira voir Zhongli. Et avant, on regarde s'il n'y a pas un petit peu des... Rien à récupérer à droite à gauche, là. Je crois qu'il n'y a rien à récupérer. Quelle déception. C'est pas ici la porte? Ah mais non, c'est là-bas. Bon, du coup, ça nous avance pas plus. On sait que Ningguang est importante. Et qu'elle voulait un peu prendre le contrôle. J'ai envie de faire le vol plané, mais ça servira à rien. Je pense qu'il y a un TP. Ouais, j'ai un TP plus proche. Il y a moult mystères. Oh, un petit coffre ici. Hop. Mais ouais, c'est pas forcément très clair cette histoire. Oh, je les déteste. Je les déteste.
Can't handle your drink. Animal hypostasis emulation.
Ouais.
Midnight Phantasmagoria. No rest for the wicked.
Absorption test.
Ah, j'ai l'impression de manquer de dégâts dans ces combats-là.
Special. Animal test 6308. Nice and spicy. By royal decree.
Après ceux-là, enfin, ils donnent l'impression d'être quand même assez costaud. Oh, je l'ai loupé.
Stand clear. Oz, reveal thyself.
Ah, je mets des plombs, non?
You're toast. Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Mais il prend pas de dégâts ou c'est moi?
Enhanced animal module 75. Sketch. Look at you, Boozel. Out of the frying pan, into the fire.
Comment ça se fait que je lui fais 0 dégâts, lui? Attends, 2 secondes. Laisse-moi te faire... Ouais, voilà, dégage du...
By royal decree.
Mais c'est un world boss ou c'est quoi ce délire?
Shake it and stir it. Out of the frying pan, into the fire.
Merde. J'ai chu. Attends, j'arrive. Comment ça se fait que je lui fais genre 0 dégâts? Oh non, j'ai mon petit ours qui est tombé.
You can bully me. Animal test 6308.
C'est un world boss ou...
Diana special.
Ah, merde.
Nice and spicy. By royal
Non mais monsieur, faut mourir. Hein. Incroyable, enfin j'ai mis plus de temps à le tuer lui qu'à tuer les 3 autres. C'était à l'étage. C'était à l'étage. Encore des... Alors qu'est-ce qu'ils recherchent les fatouilles?
So many talismans here. And some stacks of blank paper too.
Une copie du motif qui se trouve sur le talisman.
What Paimon's seen this pattern before? Oh, Paimon knows. It looks just like the sigil of permission the child gave you.
C'est vrai.
But how did a relic of the Adepti end up in the hands of someone like Child?
Ce n'est pas n'importe quelle relique non plus.
That's right. Cloud Retainer said that if talismans like that were once used in the Ark, maybe the Fatui are copying the sigil of permission and being able to channel divine power in battle?
Tu m'étonnes qu'ils sont en train de manigancer quelque chose.
We'll need to keep an eye on Child, that's for sure.
Mais lui déjà je lui ai jamais fait confiance. Hein.
That's enough sticking around here. We gotta go blast
Je lui ai jamais
them
fait
on our
confiance.
departing preparations tour. Let's go.
Allez.
Paimon hates being...
Go retrouver Zhongli. Tac tac tac, je pense que le plus simple c'est peut-être ici de se TP. Pour y aller tranquillement. Donc du coup les fêtes, oui c'est les grands méchants, a priori.
Right on time. I myself only arrived moments ago. Did you enjoy your visit to the Jade Chamber?
It was so big and pretty and expensive.
Indeed. It's second to none in all of Liyue.
Mm-hmm.
You met with Ningguang, I trust?
Ah ouais, on lui a parlé.
And so generous.
L'amabilité est le trait commun des marchands.
Yeah, his take on Ningguang is quite different from Paimon's. He thinks that even the tactless Yuheng is more trustworthy than her.
Oh. So you also met with Kuching then? What did she have to say?
She said the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue?
No respect for the divine. Indeed, contrary to the ever-bold Kuching, Ningguang is more of a businesswoman at heart, though they are both members of the Qixing. Although she's friendly, there's no way of clearly discerning her true intentions.
Moi je pense qu'elle est plus... Ah, elle est super ambitieuse, mais je pense qu'elle est encore plus intelligente, Ningguang.
She has only relied on herself to rise to her current position. No ordinary person could ever achieve that.
Je pense qu'elle est très dangereuse.
Behind the constant expansion of the Jade Chamber. It's the second most important thing to her. Even if she ever gave up the position of Tianquan, she would never give up the Jade Chamber.
Jade Chamber is only second. What's the most important thing to her then?
Why, Mora, of course.
Logique.
All Ningguang talked about was the Fatui this and the Fatui that. She said that after Rex Lapis was murdered, the Fatui have constantly been trying to sink their fingers into Liyue, and that they aren't to be trusted.
That is how the Fatui have always been. It doesn't surprise me in the least.
Ouais, ils essaient de reproduire le talisman de permission.
No matter what they may be planning, you must be careful when dealing with the Fatui.
Il y a une petite moufette dorée qui passe dans le fond là depuis tout à l'heure. C'est trop drôle.
Yes, as a matter of fact, there is.
Quelques lys vernis, ok.
But why did we come all the way out here? Doesn't the garden in Yujing Terrace have some?
Mais arrête de poser des questions, Paymon. On te dit, tu cueilles des lys ici, tu cueilles des lys. C'est incroyable.
No, those lilies have all been gardened by people. Dihua Marsh used to be full of glaze lilies. It is a sort of joy.
Allez, on va chercher du lys.
Dihua Marsh was all dry land and fertile soil. But the war caused landslides, and the land was flooded, turning it into the marsh you see now. Nearly all the glaze lilies were wiped out.
Je suis bien d'accord.
There are some kinds of flowers that have been preserved and gardened by people in the city. Very few people know
franchement,
wild glaze lilies have the strongest fragrance. If we want to follow the true tradition of the rite of parting, but I'll need your assistance in gathering these flowers.
On va le faire. Il faut leur chanter. Ça marche. Bah bien sûr que je sais chanter. Enfin, je sais chanter. Hein.
We'll only know once he starts singing.
T'inquiète même pas. Elle est où la petite moufette? Il y avait une petite moufette dorée là. Ouais, elle est partie. Logique. Alors, Zhongli me gonfle. Voilà, je vous le dis, il parle trop. Ça me fatigue. Vas-y.
You ready?
Da 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 da.
What happened?
Oh bon, ça a pas marché.
They're jumping. They look really angry. Is it because you sang a song to Mondstadt that they don't understand here in Liyue?
Je suis un peu en train de crever là, non? Avec.
Spicy. I'm a rock.
Ah, j'aurais bien juste aimé.
Squirrel, Mark II. Absorption test. Boba, get them.
Non, va pas dans l'eau. Ouais.
Race you. Out of the frying pan, into the fire. Now I'm really in a pickle. Can't handle your drink. Huh. Eat this.
Hop, on va essayer de rester dans la zone pour se soigner. Nous ne voulons pas mourir.
By royal decree. I so. Boba, get them. Those weren't glaze lilies. Glaze lilies wouldn't hit people.
Ouais.
This little monster is known as a whopper flower.
Fleur mensongère.
Strange. The glaze lilies used as a disguise were buried with the whopper flower for too long. The res
Well,
Incroyable.
that's nice and all, but will those petals?
Unfortunately,
Bon,
So
il faut
late,
qu'on trouve une autre
excuse
liste.
me. Are you
Gagne
searching
you.
for glaze lilies?
Eh oui, je me souviens de toi.
Hey, it's what's her face?
Non, c'est qu'elle s'appelle Gagnou. Il y avait son nom qui était marqué en bas.
Hello, traveler. I'm surprised you still remember my name.
T'es pas une secrétaire ou un truc comme ça,
That
toi?
reminds me. How was your visit to the Jade Chamber?
Well, it sure would have been better if you told us how to get up there.
Didn't
C'est
I
vrai.
tell you the way? Sure.
Nope, we found the way on our own.
Mais c'est vrai que tout le monde a l'air de connaître le chemin. Peut-être pour
Oh,
ça qu'elle a oublié.
I see. Uh-oh. I guess I really did forget to tell them.
C'est pas grave, c'est pas grave.
Something seems she's acting different from the first time we met.
Oh, well, I met you at that time as an emissary of the Tianquan. But now, I am simply out on a stroll to see the flowers.
Mhm.
You came all the way out here to see the flowers? Why not just
Oh.
enjoy the garden?
Eh mais paye-moi, mais arrête tes questions là. Elle est relou.
Yujing Terrace is where Rex Lapis parted from this world.
C'est quelque chose.
Near Yujing Terrace these days, I draw the.
Oh, sorry.
Bah oui.
No, it's quite all right. I just haven't
Tu es
processed my
impertinente,
emotions
Paimon.
yet. When the Archon War came to its end 2,000 years ago, the first iteration of the Seven would gather in Liyue and yes, now that the spirit of Rex Lapis has returned to the heavens, only Barbados of Mondstadt remains of the first seven. The other five, including Inazuma's Raiden Shogun, are no longer the same friends from 2,000 years ago. Of the current seven Archons, the youngest is Sumeru's god of Dendro. She is merely 500 years old. This means that Liyue had been under Rex Lapis's rule from the moment it was first found.
so what do you think of this farewell?
Huh? This is a little...
Mhm.
As a mortal, I've never dared to imagine a Liyue without Rex Lapis.
Mhm.
But as an Adeptus, I think I will eventually come to grips with reality. Since Rex Lapis has passed...
Ok.
Did you just say as an
Ouais, c'est un
adept?
adepte.
I am a mix of human and Chilean.
Ah, c'est pour ça que t'as des cornes.
Adeptus blood flows through my veins. After the war ended, I signed a contract with Rex Lapis and took the position as secretary for the Chising. I've continued those duties to this very day.
C'est expliqué aux cornes, on va pas la bâcher sur son âge.
Let's save
C'est pas
that
bien.
conversation for another day. You say that you are here looking for glaze lilies?
Oui.
I also know where wild glaze lilies can be
Super.
found.
Eh ben on en prend.
We dare not refuse it.
Hop.
Oh, so did you
Quête
sing a song before you
remplie.
took the lily?
Indeed, I did. I know this tradition well.
Wow, so you really know your stuff too. Thanks, Gunyu.
No, it is you who
Merci,
I should be
Ganyu.
thanking. If not for this chance meeting, I never thought that if you would excuse me, I should return to my work.
And that just about does it.
Ok.
Our prep given
Il
the
manque quoi?
ease of picking glaze lilies, I think this was a fitting end to our tasks, in more ways than one.
C'est vrai que tu as l'air de connaître énormément de choses, Zhongli.
I've had enough venture. Beginning a new undertaking is always difficult at first, and requires no small amount of effort. And once business is at full steam, the stress of it all only wears away at you over time. So you must be careful to take the time to step back and re-examine yourself. If left unchecked, the wear and tear on your heart may go well past mending.
Wow. See, Zhongli sounds like he's already seen it all.
C'est vrai qu'il
I think it's about time
donne
to head
l'impression
back to
d'avoir
Liyue
beaucoup
Harbor.
d'expérience, Zhongli. Il connaît énormément de choses. Zhongli. Étrange. Bref. Hop. Là. Je pense qu'on peut se poser gentiment par ici. Est-ce qu'on peut enfin aller voir le corps?
What happened? The city gate is swarming with Millilith and the Fatui.
C'est vrai qu'il y a beaucoup de...
Atmosphere is highly abnormal. It seems as though something big has happened.
Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé? Félix, dis-nous tout.
You're the consultant to Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Mr. Zhongli, I presume. The Millilith are watching our every move now. These are desperate times. We mustn't act rashly.
Desperate times?
The Adepti of Joyun Karst are finally on the move.
Oh.
Do they intend to exercise force?
Most likely. I've heard that some members of the Qixing have already gone to meet them. Well, I say meet, but it's more like they're attempting to stall the Adepti outside the city.
On va avoir le droit à une guerre entre les adeptes et les 7 étoiles là?
It seems inevitable, given the current situation.
The Adepti do not
Trop bien.
acknowledge the Qixing. They only acknowledge the contracts of the Geo-Archon. If the two sides come to blows, Liyue Harbor will be in no position to stop them.
Surely the Liyue Qixing are not the sort to give in.
Their boneheadedness is known throughout the lands. Yet it's because of that obstinacy that mortals and Adepti are now on the verge of conflict.
And what now? How is it that the Fatui have come under fire?
That's all Ningguang's doing. She proclaimed that in these tumultuous times, the Millilith must rein in the actions of the Fatui. Only now do they want to start keeping tabs on us? That's the Qixing for you. Anyway, Mr. Zhongli, you're one of Child's close associates. Please understand that your actions will reflect on us. Don't let anyone catch you off guard.
It looks like things are about to boil over in Liyue Harbor.
Oh bien. On va pas rester là les bras ballants. On veut aller voir la bagarre.
Identity as an intermediary between both sides? Or will you use your sword to turn the balance?
Ah non, la bagarre.
Your path is an easy one.
Non.
By the way, Mr. Zhongli, we've heard that the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor has also been caught up in all of this. They're currently squaring off with the authorities at the gates.
Quoi?
Things are taking a turn for the worse. I'm afraid I must leave now to handle things back at Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. I hope that Master Hu has been able to keep things under control for the moment. Consider your next course of action carefully, traveler. If you're trying to prevent an explosion, it may be wisest to look for the fuse first.
Non mais moi...
Fatui seems to be quite the double-edged
Moi je
sword.
sais ce qu'on fera la prochaine fois.
What does Zhongli mean by looking for the fuse?
De Tartaglia, bien sûr.
That's it. If there's anyone that wants to see the whole city turned upside down, it's definitely him. He must be waiting for the moment when no one is watching to do something really bad. But where could we find him now? Where would he go at a time like this?
Il n'y a qu'un seul endroit où il aurait pu se rendre. Et je sais tout à fait où c'est. C'est... Bon, attends, y a pas un petit épée là pour... Ouais, si. Ouais, il est parti. Attends, mais il est parti au bout du monde. Le bougre. Hop. Bon, je pensais pas à cet endroit quand j'ai dit un seul endroit, blablabla. On va aller le chercher. C'est vrai qu'il y a une sacrée effervescence. On va couper à travers champ. On coupe à travers champ. Hop. Hop. Ok. Je pensais tomber de plus haut. Là, on va essayer de ne pas se noyer dans la petite mare là, qui est juste là. Ça nous est déjà trop souvent arrivé. J'espère qu'il n'y aura pas une grosse bagarre. Ok, attends, c'est un donjon solo là? Est-ce que... Je pense qu'il faut que je requinque un peu l'équipe. Hop. Hop. Galette de pommes de terre pour tout le monde et c'est parti. Pour le donjon solo, votre quête de la vérité vous amène finalement au cœur du tourbillon et là vous attend au milieu de l'or. Incroyable. On garde la Dream Team. Hop. Et c'est parti.
Wow! This is the golden house?
C'est très joli. Wow.
And so full of Mora. This is where all of Tibet's Mora is minted, right? In that case, maybe they won't notice if a few Mora go missing.
Ouais, si c'était si facile, il n'y aurait déjà plus rien. J'avoue qu'une petite poignée ou deux là, ça donne envie. Ouais, on va d'abord vérifier l'état du corps de l'Archon. Mais il est inconscient le bougre. Ça va trouver l'Exuvia, il est juste en face de nous, mais on va aller voir si il est en bon état. J'ai comme dans l'idée qu'on va devoir se battre. Bon, je m'attendais à ce qu'on se fasse taper là au milieu de la pièce. Un petit peu déçu.
You've already fulfilled your task as guides, so why do you still linger here? Haven't you already seen enough trouble for today?
Huh? Who's there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross, and you're in my way.
Il n'est pas encore trop tard. On n'a pas encore dépassé la ligne, mon pote.
Don't you think that trying to stop me now would just be wasted effort? Stopping the Mora mints, hiding away the Exuvia. The Chising are really pulling out all the stops this time.
So you've been planning to take the Gnosis from inside the Exuvia all along?
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, it's my duty to see the will of the Tsaritsa fulfilled. She will get that which she desires.
T'approcheras pas de l'Exuvia, mon pote.
Asking for your blessing, and there's nothing you can do to stop me anyway. The time for discussion and diplomacy has already passed. I mean, if it were up to me, I would have skipped that stage to begin with. But I'm willing to do as the Tsaritsa deems fit. Either way, we now come to my favorite part. A simple pleasure, and one that I am oh so delighted to be sharing with you. The battle.
Battle? you're the type that goes looking for trouble, huh?
Non mais go se battre. On arrête de parler là, on va se battre.
When Signora offended the deities outside the cathedral in Mondstadt, she swiftly left the scene once her mission was accomplished. Instead of confronting you directly, she chose to rely on the snow and ice to make her escape. When she faces a worthy opponent, she will prioritize her mission, weigh the outcomes, and consider the
Go se battre, on arrête de parler là.
The greatest pleasure of being a harbinger lies in crossing blades with strong opponents.
We won't let what happened in Mondstadt ever happen again.
C'est vrai qu'on s'est fait botter le cul à Mondstadt, ça se repassera pas à Liyue, mon pote. Ah ouais, mais viens.
You could never defeat me, not even in your wildest dreams. Fighting talk, I love it. Now let's see.
Non mais go se battre, on arrête de parler là, c'est bon, blablabla, moumoumou.
This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with the Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint. Passable effort.
Ah, ouais, mais si tu disparais, par contre, c'est de la triche, ça. Ouais, alors normalement, j'étais censé esquiver, mais...
Not bad, not bad. Guess I should take you more seriously. Good. No wonder Signora
Wow, ça c'était classe. Wow, il s'est lâché là.
Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a harbinger.
Tu veux pas lancer ton ult là? Oh le bâtard. Oh, il est parti au bout du monde. Ah, il est parti au bout du monde. Arrête de sortir des zones, frérot, c'est chiant. Après, ça sert à rien sinon. Attends, c'est lui qui est censé être à terre, hein, pas moi. Joli petit masque.
Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing to get close to the Exuvia.
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected. Well then, I'll be taking Morax's Gnosis now. I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
Oh, il est en train d'évoluer. Ah oui. Je suis pas prêt.
You got to the Gnosis ahead of me, didn't you? Did you simply move faster? Or did you leak the information regarding the Golden House to me on purpose? No matter. Hand the Gnosis over, now. Don't make me take it from you.
Aïe. Ah, le manque d'endurance par contre c'est vraiment une tannée. Hein. La musique est incroyable. Tu crois que je vois pas trop l'intérêt du coup là dans la compo. Non mais arrête de sortir des zones, c'est bon. Moi je reste là. Qu'est-ce que... Il m'a acheté une baleine. Il m'a acheté une baleine d'eau.
No rest for the wicked.
I summon thee! Enhanced animal module 75. Absorption test. Stand clear. Boba, get them!
Die here.
Wouh. C'était serré. Ouf. Chiche.
Well then, time to cool off. It seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too great for my body. I lacked the opportunity to think this through. And now that I consider the matter more carefully, you never had any chance of beating me to the Gnosis. You had no connection to the Gnosis, no matter where it had been taken.
That's what we've been trying to tell you! We didn't take it!
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could that be?
Bonne question. Je dirais que c'est grâce au pouvoir des 7
You
éléments.
already know the answer, don't you? I can see it in your eyes. But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have to curb my curiosity. This battle has already left me satisfied. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend, even if our friendship can only be shown in battle against one another.
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make friends.
T'es pas mon pote, hein, par contre.
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable conversation to an end. My quest still beckons. Given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone, then we must look once again to the beginning. Perhaps it was never in the Exuvia to begin with. In fact, it might be that the Exuvia was just a diversion of sorts.
What? So you mean that...
Le souverain de la roche serait toujours vivant.
It appears so. Interesting to say the least. It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also well versed in little maneuvers beyond the boundaries of contracts. As such, we must now look to our backup plan.
Backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this, for the weak will be swept away in the process. The truth is, the world belongs to those who pursue strength. I seldom willingly involve myself with the weak. Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as Fatui Harbingers. Children must all learn to eat their vegetables sometime.
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyon's stone forest.
A god?
Osial, overlord of the Vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the Geo-Archon in the Archon War.
C'est pas une bonne nouvelle, ça j'imagine.
Beneath the waves by the Geo-Archon's stone spears ever since. If such an ancient god were to be unleashed upon Liyue Harbor, defenseless without the protection of its deity, Do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch the ensuing destruction?
Ça se tient.
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago. How can an ancient god appear in a world now overseen by the Seven?
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hey, those are sigils of permission. Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them.
Ouais, on a vu ses recherches.
The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our research. With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place,
Aïe aïe aïe.
along with using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to interest me, and is largely against my principles. But knowing that such an action will not only force the Geo-Archon to show its hand, but you as well, that makes matters a little more intriguing.
Attends, il va vraiment réveiller un dieu?
Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? He's already gone. That guy is fast. What's going on?
Ah ouais.
Paimon's exhausted. If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came out of the Golden House, we really wouldn't have known which way to go. Did we make it in time? Is the Overlord of the Vortex still in the sea? It hasn't destroyed Liyue yet, has it?
What are you doing here?
Je sais pas trop, très honnêtement. Moi, j'ai pas trop envie de...
It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the Qixing. Is the fighting over?
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude,
OMG.
we have agreed to put our differences aside for now. And
C'est les
unite
Avengers.
against this common enemy.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you plan to defend Liyue? Just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy puts a pin.
Moi, je propose qu'on les laisse faire, en fait. Nous, on n'est pas un dieu ou quoi. On n'est rien du tout. Nous, on va...
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force of an ancient god's presence seems to be too much for ordinary people to handle.
Moi, je propose qu'on aille trouver un lieu en hauteur et on regarde, quoi, de loin.
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against enemies like that thing? So will the power of the Qixing, Millilith, and Adepti gathered here be enough to stop that god?
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion is not necessarily.
What? But all of you are supposed to be the guardians of Liyue. Can't you think of something?
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Qixing did once research the matter of the Guizhong Ballista when it piqued their fancy. And as fate would have it, one who did craft the Guizhong Ballista with one's own
On va lui tirer dessus avec une baliste, du coup.
For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet, it would take one, but a little tinkering to turn this ballista into an engine of war beyond your wildest thoughts.
I suppose this is one blessing from the Adepti that we should be thankful for. So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong Ballista to fight off that god. All the Adepti here can lend their strength to man it. We haven't a moment to spare. Our battle begins now.
Yep.
Waouh. C'est un peu classe quand même. OMG, il y a les fatouilles qui viennent. Oh, c'est l'heure de la guerre. C'est incroyable.
The three Adepti are manning the Guizhong ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work.
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go help too.
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What
Oh, j'ai l'impression qu'on me booste. Je fais plus de dégâts, non? Là-bas, 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 là-bas. C'est incroyable, c'est magnifique. Pardon, j'étais en train de regarder les décors, les gars. C'est trop beau. C'est trop beau. Je peux changer d'équipe ou pas? Je peux pas changer d'équipe. Qu'est-ce qu'il nous fait? Oh. C'est pas bon ça. Ah ouais, c'est pas bon ça. J'avais dit. Hein. On y va, on y va, on y va.
Every last one. Animal hypostasis by royal decree. Can't handle your drink, huh? You're toast. The ancient gods attacking again. There are so many.
Ils sont trop résistants ceux-là.
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children?
Ah non, et puis il y a la vieille Mamita là aussi, avec sa théière. J'ai pas su celui qui était là. Oh, il va relancer une boule. Oh, j'ai tous les buffs. Oh là là, c'est incroyable. Mais moi, je veux me déplacer tout le temps comme ça. Je vais être tout le temps aussi fort aussi.
Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
Go, 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 go.
Look at you, Boozhound. Use this. Shadow Raven, let night fall.
Woo.
Look at me. Just race you. Whoa, Mark II. Nice and spicy. Chicken and stirs.
Ah mais les combats vont me sembler tellement fades après.
Can't handle your drink.
Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak.
In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
This isn't good.
Chicken and stirs. Look at you, Boo.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Into the fire. Animal hypostasis emulation. Stay clear. I amuse myself a little. Get them. Eat this.
By royal decree. The Fatui's numbers are thinning.
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
C'est bon, ça tient, ça tient, ça tient.
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
It's working. We just need to keep this up.
Oh. Classe.
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Is it finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to fade. The effects of the Sigil of Permission last but a short time. It will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex can make any waves again.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future of Liyue Harbor would surely have been in great jeopardy.
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten the reason for which we came.
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then limited income in preparation for building the Jade Chamber. At first, it was only the size of a small room, but with continued expansion, it has become the palace that lies before you now. It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman and as the backbone of the Liyue Qixing. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperation and sacrifice deserves at least some recognition, don't you agree?
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as some leverage in our negotiations. Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today. But please forgive us. We cannot yield to your wishes.
Oh?
3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed a contract with Rex Lapis to protect Liyue 3,700 years ago. Even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone, just as it was thousands of years
incroyable.
Before. This is truly no small feat. But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same city as it was all those years ago. Do not merely cast
Salut Iserta.
upon the land.
Ouais, c'était wow.
Instead, focus your sights on our city and each of the citizens that dwell within it.
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see Liyue in a new light.
Forebearers, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a lineage.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me in a dream.
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. Each passing generation of the Qixing leaves many things of value to be inherited by the next generation. I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing had strove under his rule to survive in our mortal world, establishing a network of contracts which has since come to be known as trade. But I dared not speak. I could only gaze at him in silence until the moment I awoke.
Oh, Ningguang.
Je sens que tout le monde partage la même position.
What are you trying to say, Outlander?
Quand le protecteur et son protégé s'opposent, rien de bon ne peut en résulter.
That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the Four Winds and the people of the Animal Archon. The Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides, because he believed that such conflict would only scar the hearts of both, and that nothing good would come of it.
C'est ce que nous avons appris à la Cité de la Liberté, c'est vrai.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughing stock, to be chastised thus by an outlander who has lent us such succor.
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens? I know I already have, so why not see for yourselves?
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millelith.
I have come to extend my thanks to the Adepti. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, our forces were not as badly battered as I feared we might be. Although I am a mere mortal soldier, I promise to hold the line and never betray the grace given to us by the illuminated Adepti this day.
Lui aussi, il a l'air trop cool, Xiao.
Why does everyone look so down? Didn't we just beat that big monster?
Weren't you frightened, dear? It was quite the predicament.
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millelith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with their visions were there. Everyone was there.
C'est vrai qu'on a eu le droit vraiment au combo Avengers, quoi, c'est incroyable.
And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and tasty snacks and loads of things that make the harbor so pretty. Thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please come visit us for the next lantern rite.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay. It must be hard being an Adeptus. Oh.
You see, this is what Liyue is like today. The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection. But it is no longer necessary for the city to rely on the Adepti's power to solve every little niggling matter. Although their blood is weak, there is still strength to be found in those we call mortals. The time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed. Now is the time of contracts between Liyue and its people.
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place. Wouldn't you say so, Cloud Retainer?
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not spearhead this expedition to Liyue Harbor.
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Ouais, il découvre le cœur du peuple de Liyue, bien sûr.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, conqueror of demons. Yes, one understands what the Conqueror of Demons means. The city of Liyue has changed much after our long separation. One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, you humans would have once again changed the place beyond recognition. Fair enough. Away we shall, and return whence we came.
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall persist no further.
Allez.
But how will we ensure
Pas
that
de
the
bagarre.
Liyue Chising will not simply exploit their power once we depart? In my view,
Tout le monde est en bon terme.
thing to be guarded against.
Tout va bien.
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of supervision is best left to the people of Liyue.
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. All's well that ends well, huh?
Comme tu dis, Paymon. Comme tu dis.
We've got peace and all, but we're forgetting one thing.
On a oublié quoi?
Child wanted to unleash the god.
C'est vrai? C'est vrai, ça je m'attendais à ce que l'Archon Géo, puisqu'a priori il n'est pas mort, vienne défendre sa ville un peu, non?
So Rex Lapis never showed up. Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get to the bottom of that Archon's death too? Hyman doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adeptiless rite of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhang Li's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshem Funeral Parlor.
En vrai, la séquence là... Déjà, premièrement, j'ai eu envie de chialer pendant la moitié de la cinématique. Elle est incroyable. Elle est incroyable. Enfin, c'est... La vache, c'était incroyable. J'ai pas... Qu'est-ce que tu fais toi? J'ai pas les mots. J'ai pas les mots.
Is there anything I can do for you two? I'm afraid that Wangsheng funeral parlor isn't.
On vient voir Zhongli.
Could you please tell him where he? Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment.
Il est parti à la Banque du Nord.
The Northland Bank belonged to the Fatui?
Bah, on va aller le voir.
We saw Zhongli was before we went to the gold. Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? Visiting the Fatui at a time like we had better go and make sure that everything is okay.
Allez go, on va le retrouver. Ouais, cette séquence. Incroyable. Bon, du coup, Ningguang, elle a gagné ma confiance. Ça va. Hop.
You call this cooperation between harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? I'm sure you must have enjoyed that. Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And you.
Signora.
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the city of Bards, was it? I'm glad you still remember my name. Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly as something precious was snatched away from your friend.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped off the map. This is certainly a bit awkward, wouldn't you say?
De quoi tu parles, toi? On t'a éclaté. Fais pas le malin.
I knew that we should never have trusted a Fatui harbinger.
La Signora, elle est classe, ouais. Elle est assez classe.
I never had anything against you personally. Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for that little tussle we had at the end. Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this against me, but that's up to you. The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on.
Signora et Zhongli?
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat once I'm through here. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind. The Gnosis, please.
Quoi? Le Gnosis? Morax?
The contract is fulfilled. That which thou seeketh is now bestowed unto thee. For my promise is solid as stone.
How sanctimonious.
Je m'en doutais un petit peu. Je m'en doutais un petit peu.
No, wait. That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to the Fatui?
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For it is a matter solely between the Tsaritsa and I.
Ouais, j'ai du mal à saisir.
Think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you and splat! This big dragon falls out of the sky and all of Liyue goes into an uproar. Talk about a disaster.
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was bound to boil over. That's what he wanted to see, am I right?
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. It is now 3,700 years ago that I founded Liyue together with the Adepti. Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. I kept convincing myself that cracks had not begun to form, and that the end of my time had not yet come, until one drizzly day. As I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, "You finished your duties. Go ahead and call it a day." I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself, have I already finished my duties?
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that many reasons still remained to not hastily depart. Was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age? I decided that a test was needed in order to reveal the answer.
Salut, Prince Gourmet.
So I feigned my own death and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue.
Oh, mais c'est tellement compliqué. Pourquoi tu fais ça? Genre, vraiment, s'il veut plus assumer son rôle d'Archon, est-ce qu'on peut comprendre? Ça fait 6000 ans qu'il fait. Ok, le mec, il a peut-être le droit d'aller à la retraite. On parlera pas plus de retraite. Pourquoi il fait pas une Barbados? Juste, il se barre. Et il dit que sa cité, c'est la cité de la liberté 2.0. Et il laisse les 7 étoiles gérer ça comme ils veulent. Alors juste, tu te barres du jour au lendemain, je pense que personne te recherche. Hein. C'est vrai que tout aurait pu déraper, quoi. 6400 ans la retraite. Ça vient de changer. Il dit qu'il part chercher du lait et on n'en parle plus. Cherche un paquet de copes, j'arrive, je reviens.
So has Liyue matured when faced with the death of its deity.
Ah, genre, c'était l'électrochoc de la mort de l'Archon qui... Ouais. Ouais. Pas de timide.
Yet when faced with a crisis, they commendably showed the greatest amount of restraint possible. Not only did they manage to cooperate with the Qixing, but in the end, they even made efforts to understand the hearts of the people. Credit is also due to Signora, the emissary dispatched by the Cryo Archon to fulfill our contract. At my request, she kept everything she knew in strict confidence. This despite the eavesdropping ears of her colleague, Child. This meant I could remain as Zhongli, even having the chance to fulfill the age-old traditions of Liyue in this mortal form. Thank you for joining me on this.
Je suis pas sûr qu'impliquer Signora là-dedans et lui donner le Gnosis ce soit vraiment la meilleure idée, mais bon.
And that was the conduct of the Liyue Qixing. I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti, to come to the defense of Liyue. But when all was said and done,
mais bon.
They seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue's divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my death to quickly gain complete control of Liyue.
Huh? That doesn't sound good at all.
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it was also that which I longed for the most. As such, this is the best parting gift anyone could have given this god of old.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me?
Ça me fait trop rire, quoi.
Kept me in the dark.
Tais-toi, toi, t'es nul.
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning the city upside down. The Lord of Geo ought to thank you for your performance, if anything. If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Geo Archon, Liyue, would never have been able to become a dazzling diamond of a city.
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight?
Ouais, non, mais moi aussi j'ai été manipulé de bout en bout.
You've come out of this as the hero of Liyue. I, on the other hand, will be forever prescribed as a disturber of the peace, no?
C'est vrai que toi t'es... Ouais.
Well then, with the gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zappolyarny Palace.
C'est vrai qu'il a pas le beau rôle, Tartaglia, mais... Je sais pas. Moi je le sens pas quoi.
Fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat with the likes of you.
Do as you wish.
Fais pas la maline non plus parce que je vais... Voilà, ça va partir.
Is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Moi je veux savoir ce que ça peut valoir le Gnosis. Ah si, il retrouve sa liberté. Ça.
Realistically speaking, there is no such thing. However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless contracts. If the deal was of no benefit, then I certainly would not be inclined to agree to it. My agreement with the Cryo Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo Archon. My contract to end all contracts. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used to balance the scales, uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
Eh bien.
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we spent so much time trying to organize it. It would be a shame not to go there now.
Ok. On va participer au rituel d'ascension, effectivement. Parce que c'est vrai qu'on s'est investi quand même. On s'est investi. Mais Zhongli qui dit que, enfin, en gros, c'est grâce à lui si Liyue aujourd'hui peut s'en sortir seul et tout, ça me fait doucement rire, quoi.
Oh, well, since we're going through with this rite of parting, I guess it means that those rumors hit the nail on the head.
So Rex Lapis is elle
n'a pas encore été arrêtée, non?
Do you think that the assassin could have been a normal person? You know what I think? I don't think any of the gossip on the streets you hear from those shades. There's only one real possibility in my mind.
Ce type de fête, oui.
Was that Fatui fellow?
Fatui? They certainly are very suspicious. Who knows what those greedy, crooked folks...
Shh! Lower your voice. If the Fatui catch you in their sights, Rex Lapis won't be around to protect...
Hop là, c'est Tartaglia qui prend tout.
God from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean, it's been 2,000 years since Rex Lapis subdued it.
Yes, and to think that this happened right on the heels of the incident with Rex Lapis, too.
Say, do you think the person who assassinated our lord and released that evil god might have been one in the...
Now that you mention it, that's very possible. I mean, it all fits together. That person must have colluded with the evil god to harm. Still, what sort of supernatural prowess must this person possess to be able to do such things?
Ah, forget it. Guessing's no use to
Ouais.
us. Look,
Bon, je
the
pense que
over there looks like he's about...
Tartaglia, il pourra pas revenir faire ses vacances ici. Hein. Je pense qu'il est un peu blacklisté à Liyue.
Hear ye all! The Chi sings words. Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too must return to dust. Gods and Adepti live glorious lives, but both light and shadow have their season. So too must they face divinely appointed trials. Rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that Rex Lapis was murdered. Now, let the truth be revealed.
On va voir qui est-ce qui... Est-ce qu'ils vont annoncer le tueur ou pas?
To grieve not, and to let not their hearts be saddened. Nor are they to believe street-born rumors, or indulge in baseless speculation.
Ok, non. Message plutôt positif ici. Hein.
Paimon needs a translation on what the Qixing's announcement said.
Je pense qu'il dit que le souverain de la roche a rejoint les cieux.
So that's how they're spinning it.
Voilà.
Something feels
Il est
off.
parti.
Why would they suddenly give up looking for the murderer? Not to mention how this excuse sounds
C'est clairement la
like
première excuse trouvée, quoi.
already have known that Rex Lapis wasn't dead? But Zhongli said that neither they nor the Adepti knew anything. Did Zhongli tell them in secret after his gnosis changed hands?
Question très importante, avis sur Paimon. Moi, j'ai essayé de la cuisiner ou d'en faire cadeau à d'autres gens. J'ai fait ces propositions-là qui n'ont pas été acceptées. Je préférerais qu'elle ne m'accompagne pas ou qu'elle soit muette. Voilà. Et là, tu vois, je pourrais lui dire qu'elle a raison.
Merci pour
Je vais juste lui dire... Merci pour le follow, du coup. Je vais juste lui dire qu'elle a pas tort. Je lui dirai jamais qu'elle a raison. Voilà. Hop, allons-y. Non, elle parle trop, Paimon. Elle parle trop. Faut qu'elle apprenne à se taire un petit peu.
Look, it's Ningguang and Keqing. Are they saying something? Are their speeches over?
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract. And it is also the end of an era.
3,700 years of contracts burnt and reduced to ash.
Oh, c'est bon, Chitou, là. Retourne scam des gens sur le quai du port, là, avec tes caillasses. Laisse-nous tranquille.
But blinded by our prosperity, we forgot that time can be pitiless.
The long, unending dream of our Archon walking among us.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to say farewell. Will you stand with us as we re-establish our contracts? As we build a new age of prosperity?
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tianquan.
Son éminence, la merguez.
Have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking this way?
Traveler.
Yikes!
Oui.
She really is looking our way.
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
Bon, moi, j'ai pas fait grand chose contre l'ancien dieu, mais...
And as you have heard, our eyes see far and our reach is long. Name your price. You deserve that much.
Whoa.
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
Attendez. C'est la première fois du jeu que le voyageur parle, non? Il a déjà parlé dans une autre cinématique? J'ai un gros doute. J'ai un très gros doute.
Rex Lapis.
Alors, mon Chitou, qu'est-ce que tu nous dis de beau? Et voilà, ça veut faire des thunes, ça m'étonne pas. T'es un arnaqueur, Chitou, on te déteste. Yinger. Ouais, du parfum. Oui. Ok, toi t'as un petit peu une love. Je peux comprendre. Que je parle à qui? C'est qui le troisième? C'est Madame Ping?
As for the mortals and adepti of Liyue, what shape shall our relationship take from now on?
Ah, il vient à ses propres funérailles, incroyable. Enfin, ses funérailles qui n'en sont pas. Zhongli, Zhongli, Zhongli.
Look at this. Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their emotions, thinking that they'll never see Rex Lapis again. And here you are looking all relaxed.
Why would I not feel more at ease after laying down the burden I have borne for 3,700
C'est vrai, la retraite est méritée.
If the two of you can spare the time, I should treat you to a meal at the Shinya.
On peut aller boire un godet avec grand plaisir.
That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some third-round knockout, but...
C'est vrai qu'il nous a un peu arnaqué sur...
I do like the Mora.
Comment Morax peut-il manquer de Mora?
I can easily create Mora. But since when I
Bah, va falloir taffer du coup.
Though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an Archon.
Oh, no wonder. Paimon gets it now. You didn't look at the price tags when we were... But since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora as and when you wanted to...
Devenir un parasite qui vit au crochet des autres. Voilà, la chute est dure. Hein. Passe de dieu à parasite. Dur.
We also exchange knowledge, memories, and foresight. The Archon Morax could never experience life as the true.
Par contre, tu parles trop anglais, c'est un truc de ouf.
I must thank you for that.
Je t'en prie, avec plaisir. Alors, une agréable aventure, honnêtement, non. Mais le finish était très sympa.
Merci pour le
Merci pour le follow, Iserta, merci beaucoup.
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that neighbors Liyue by sea,
Inazuma.
is presently
OMG.
Yes. The nation has been closed by order of its deity, the Electro-Archon Ball. And just as the people of Liyue preferred to call me Rex Lapis, she too goes by another name among...
Paimon thinks we've heard that
Ah, c'est Raiden.
right?
OMG.
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the shogun of Inazuma, people call her the Raiden Shogun.
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Paimon doesn't remember... Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening there?
It's because of visions.
À cause des yeux divins? Ouais.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, humans often bemoan their lack of power. But if a person shows true strength of will at a desperate and fateful moment in their life, the gods will look upon them with favor. This is what visions are. Magical foci bestowed upon those who have been acknowledged by the gods.
That's how people in Teyvat see it.
Ouais.
But starting from last year, the Raiden
Décret de saisie, ok.
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions.
Tous les yeux divins se trouvant au sein des frontières d'Inazuma. Ok.
Upon the hands of the statue of the omnipresent god.
OMG.
But why?
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because they are divine blessings. The Animo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity.
Ok.
That even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away, will only strengthen her resolve to pursue eternity.
Attends, il dit que c'est lui le plus ancien des sept. C'est pas Barbatos?
Again quoted that adage she is most fond of when proclaiming that decree to her people. 7 ideals for 7 gods. And of these, eternity is nearest unto the heavenly principle. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
Alors, honnêtement, non merci. J'ai plus de questions.
Now then,
T'as déjà
I
beaucoup
suppose
parlé.
you'll have to find a way to get inside this closed nation. Have patience.
Du coup, je te remercie, Zangli.
Suspect that some
Coup de pouce du destin, ok. Eh ben, on verra ça en temps utile. En tout cas, voilà qui conclut le chapitre 1. Et si je ne m'abuse... Si je ne m'abuse, ouais, le chapitre 1 est bien conclu. On aura un petit intermède avant le chapitre 2. Parfait. La suite, du coup, au prochain épisode. Waouh. En tout cas... Alors honnêtement, je trouve que ce chapitre était quand même chiant à mourir, parce que ça parle beaucoup trop, mais le finish était incroyable. Vraiment, vraiment incroyable, quoi.